Hello Stampers, and welcome to Laura's Stamp Pad. Today I just wanted to show you this super cool card that has a fun little peekaboo section where you can see the inside of the card and you can also have that fabulous decoration. So you can see here how this is the inside of the card with that amazing little decoration peeking through, and you have this open piece here. So you can see it's just like that on the front, but then the inside actually peeks through, so then it creates this gorgeous card just like that. Super, super fun, and it's really simple to create. I actually got this idea from a swap that I did with someone at the Kansas City on stage last November, and unfortunately I don't have the name of that person, but this was the sample that I got the idea from. So this one actually uses a little cutout onesie with the framelit in that section, and you can see that this piece peeks through. So it's a solid greeting here and then that fabulous little image there. So really you could do this idea with lots of different things, whether you stamp or whether you die cut something out. So super, super cute. Today I am using the Eastern Palace suite that I am so in love with. Okay, so I admit that I got it just because it's something new and I just had to get it. But the more I've played with it, the more I have fallen in love. Let me just bring in some samples of some things that you can do with the stamp set. Look at all of these different things. How amazing are those? So you can see that there's this simple medallion flower, and then I added the little pieces in the middle. You can stamp that twice to get that gorgeous flower, and then of course you can add in all those extra little pieces to the inside there. Then of course there's this little wiggly square, and you can do the little decorations on each corner, or the little triangles on the corner, or these fabulous little fans. Super, super cute. And then I really love these two where you get that like that flower by doing the little like V, maybe I should just do that, the little V or triangle image, and then whenever you do that in each of the little sections of the flower, then it ends up coming out looking like, you know, a bigger flower or something. I'm not sure how to explain it, but it's super, super fabulous. And of course the layering circles and the amazing greetings. My favorite greeting, of course, of all is actually not stamped on here. It is, "To think of you is to smile." So here is the stamp set, the Eastern Beauty stamp set. Of course, there's oodles of framelits that die cut out this flower as well as this, and then lots of other intricate detailed ones in between that you can use for layering. So let's set those aside. I thought for the card that I was going to show you today that I would do it with some different colors. So for this one I actually used the Fresh Fig and Tranquil Tide, which are two of the new in colors that do come in the bundle of the Eastern Palace suite that you can get this month. But I decided to use the Lemon Lime Twist, which is also in that that same bundle, and then Berry Burst, which is one of the other new in colors. So I love these bright colors. I think they're perfect for summer and everything. So that's why I decided to try this out. So to get started, we have a piece of the Lemon Lime Twist measuring 6 3/4 by 4 1/4, and we're going to score it at 5 1/2. So then we have that normal card base. So this card actually still fits in your regular medium size envelope. So there you have that little flap up top. And then we have another piece measuring 4 1/4 by 1 1/4. And that's that piece that's going to go down at the bottom. So I have two little pieces of the Specialty Designer Series paper that comes in that same suite. And these I'm just going to put on that top little piece and that bottom piece. You do want to make sure that your design goes either both up and or both down. You don't want them to be flip-flopped. So you want to make sure that you have both of those going the same direction. And these pieces just measure 1 inch by 4 inches. So just a little 1/4 inch in. So those of course are going to go on the top and the bottom there. Then I'm going to take a piece here. This piece actually measures 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. And this piece you can actually vary the dimensions because I made sure mine was not going to go over far enough that my medallion flower would fit here. But if you had a smaller image, then you could always make this piece bigger. So for example, if you had a bigger greeting and a smaller image, then you could make this piece a little wider and then this piece that's peeking through a little smaller. So you can kind of play with that just a little bit. So for adding this piece on, I like to use a little bit of tear and tape because I want that nice strong adhesive to make sure that it holds onto my card very well, especially since it's sort of like the main focal point of the card and I don't want someone to rip their card whenever they open it. So I'm using this nice strong tear and tape adhesive. Of course, the more you press on it, the easier it is to peel off the backing of it. The other thing that I like about this is I can add that on and leave that still covered while I do the first section. So what I actually did for mine is I placed it, oh, I guess I'm going to do this side. Now that I'm looking at my sample, it really doesn't matter whether you do the left or the right though, but I actually lined mine up with the edge of the designer paper here, and you just want to go just a smidge in on your card because you want to make sure that there is plenty of adhesive to be able to grab on to that bottom piece as well. And so there it's nice and covered on, the tear and tape is nice and covered on your cardstock. Now I'm just going to peel off the adhesive up here. I'm going to lay this down, measuring right there along the edge of our card down here at the bottom, and then I'm just going to press this closed and press right over that spot right there. So now I have my card base and it's all ready to go. So now it's time to do some stamping. So for the stamping, I have my inside of my card, which this piece measures 4 inches by 5 1/4, and that's actually going to go on the inside. And I'll do my little decoration here as well as the little corner decorations. And then this little piece actually measures 1 1/2 by 3 1/2, and that's just going to go right there with our greeting on it. So I have my lemon lime twist and my berry burst here, and I'm going to stamp my greeting first. So we're going to do that in the berry burst, and I'm just going to stamp it right there in the middle. And then now I'm going to add some of the little decorations all around the top and the bottom of the greeting and just all over this piece just to give it a little extra foo-foo. And so now this piece is good to go and ready to put on the front of our card. So I'm just going to bring this back in and adhere that down. Now I'm going to take the Whisper White piece, and I'm not going to actually adhere it, just in case I make a boo-boo. I'm not going to adhere it in there, but I'm just going to place it in there and close this so that I know where my medallion flower needs to sit so that I don't mess it up and have it, you know, half hidden or falling off my paper. So I'm taking that giant flower and I'm going to ink it up in Berry Burst and stamp it down right there in the middle. So now that I have that, I can actually pull it out so that I'm not, you know, messing up any of the rest of my piece of paper there, because I already know now where the focal point is. So I'm going to ink it up again, rotate it just a smidge, and then stamp it again. And there you have that fabulous flower. So then I'm going to take the 3 little dots, and those I'm actually going to do in every other one in this middle section here. And I found that the closer it is to the end here, this like tip rounded area, is better than if it's more towards the center, because if it's closer to the round tip, then there's less overlap where the dots are actually touching the lines in between. And I'll always say it's always best to sort of get like up on top of it. I'm hoping my head didn't end up in any of that filming to cover it up, but it's always best to kind of look down on the stamp so that you can line it up oh so perfectly. So now I'm just going to add this little fan to each of these outside pieces. And there we have all that fabulous decoration there. Now I'm actually going to clean off that little fan, and I'm going to ink it up in Berry Burst on all the corners of my cardstock now. So I'm just going to do each of the little corners just to pull in a little bit more of the Berry Burst. Since the card base is actually lemon lime, I want to add a little bit of that color all around the edges here. So there we have our inside piece. I'm just going to flip it over, add some adhesive, and stick it to the inside of our card. So there we have that fabulous insert in our card so that you can write all around the edges of it. And then of course we have that gorgeous front with the greeting there and that little peekaboo image shining through. Super, super cute. Let me bring back the original that I did in Fresh Fig and Tranquil Tide. And then of course I did this one in the Lemon Lime Twist and the Berry Burst. All four of these are the new in colors coming out in the new catalog in June. I'm super, super excited and I can't wait. Don't forget that you can get the bundle of the Eastern Palace Suite this month only, and you can earn freebies too, so that's the super fun bonus. And you're getting the new in colors before anyone else does with the new catalog. I'll leave some links down below for those suites so that you can check those out. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Be sure to subscribe if you're new. And of course, check out my blog, laurastamppad.com, to see more photos and information on these two cards. I'll see you all next time. Happy stamping. Bye-bye.